What's going on, guys? My name is Anthony or Kitbash Customs. In this video, I'll be showing you how I made this custom Afro Samurai. It was a long process. It took me a while to get it together. I have to give a huge shout out to everybody who was involved with this. First of all, thank you to Nova Labs 3D. He's responsible for this even happening. Never showed that Afro Samurai head, I wouldn't be here. It's not often I get to make my favorite characters from anime, so whenever I get the opportunity, I jump on it. The sword and sheath are from STL Project. I saw the statue on Colts and I just chopped it up and took what I needed. Paints I'll be using are these Kaleido Colorworks from Gallery. They sent these over a while ago. I figured what better opportunity to test them out than right here. And these are formulated for airbrushes, but I did not use an airbrush for this. I hand painted them, and I'm telling you, the way they're mixed, like the ratio is perfect for painting. A bottle like Vallejo, just shake it and you're ready to go. I did mix a few of these together. I want to say brown, white, and black. Now by the end of the video, you're gonna think the skin tone is too dark, but I wanted to match it to the base body I used. I did not want to repaint the base body to match how Afro's supposed to look. It's just easier this way. This took a few tries. It took me like 4 or 5 tries to get this skin tone to match this way. We had to YouTube how to mix up chocolate skin tones. This is the final result, or the final mix, not the final result. Again, I used brown, black, and white, I think. Remember the ratios either. I just mixed everything and I got the skin tone. I think it came out pretty good though. Once you see everything else painted, it will look a lot better. Again, I'm using those Kaleido work paint, just the white, and the coverage is pretty good. Usually lighter paints take a lot of coats, but that one didn't. Now here's what the head looks like with the paint finish. It's very glossy though. I'll be using this Kaleido matte varnish. This is the one thing I did airbrush, but I didn't get it on camera. I think it gave the tones and hues I needed. Actually lightened up the hair a lot and the skin tone. It's a lot better to that base body, I'll say. Which I'm really happy about because I did not like the bases I had when it was gloss. Looking a little crazy, honestly, but the matte really brought everything out. One thing I really like about that statue from STL Project, it had everything else I needed to finish this custom. Sometimes you can't find the files you need. Sometimes you have to buy a statue and chop it up. Now coming to the soft goods, I got these from a good friend of mine, Sawyer Don, on Instagram. He hooked it up and made everything I needed. The only thing I have to do is stitch it to the body. For the shirt, I'm just gonna put a little stitch at the bottom just to keep it together. Out that, it was gonna come apart when posing, and you just don't want that. My stitch, the color doesn't matter because it's gonna be covered by the pants. Let's say I did about 2 or 3 loops just to lock it in. I made a knot, tied it, cut it off. And that's what that looks like when that's complete. Kind of gonna do the same thing for the pants. I was gonna do a ladder stitch, but the stitch was coming apart at the bottom, so I couldn't exactly get the needle where I needed. I had a big needle too. One thing I don't like about this custom is the stitch is really ugly. I could have did better, but in the moment, that's all I could think of. Ladder stitch not working kind of threw me, and I just went with the first thing I knew. But the clothes are on the figure, and the look is coming together really nice. Don't worry about that stitch too much. You won't see the back of the figure. Here it is all put together with the clothes, the head. I still gotta paint the eyes and the headband, but at this point in time is when I get excited because this thing is coming out nice. I don't know if you ever heard me say it or not, but I am not a fan of painting heads or color matching. Color matching takes too long, and I do not like painting eyes. I did not go crazy. I just put black dots in both the eyes. I'm just happy they came out straight. I had to redo that left eye a couple of times though. Another thing I did not get on camera was me priming the sword in the sheath. Primed it for a couple of reasons. One of the base layers of paint to stick better. I also wanted it to show me where I needed to sand. I don't normally sand my 3D prints. The only reason I sanded this is I wanted to take out the holes from the supports on the blade. Now I'm going to be using my 2 favorite paints I have, super metallic gold and silver, to get this painted. These are lacquer paints, but they paint really nice over almost every plastic I have. Paint really good over 3D prints because the plastic is really hard. Doing a couple coats of each, gold and silver. That's how the blade is supposed to look. I saw a couple different variations on the blade. This is the one I went with. One thing about me is when I make customs, I do not strive for perfection. I just like everything to make sense and not look crazy. One major thing I'm gonna have to do, put the hand on the handle to paint the handle red, mainly because this is a really tight grip, and once I paint this, I'm not gonna be able to slip this hand on because it's gonna take the paint off. I'm not really tripping on this because I don't plan on switching the hands like that. However he's gonna look in the end is how he's gonna stay. Could 100% just sand this, gloss it, paint it, do all the stuff. I just didn't want to. Same thing with the sheath. Again, I'm not gonna take it off the figure, so I'm not tripping. To be honest, I might redo this because I want the sheath to be a little longer. You look at him in pictures and in promos for the game is what I looked at really. The sheath is pretty long, so I might have to fix that. Here, I'm just adding final details to the sword. I've seen a couple different variations for this. Pictures I look up, there's black accents on the sword. Other pictures I look up, there's gold. So I just went with gold because I like gold. Here's that sword painted top to bottom. This thing looks great. No sealer, by the way. I didn't seal any of this. I just sanded it and painted it. Okay, so for this next step, I'm going to be adding the straps to the sandals. The way my brain works just made the most sense. It took the feet off the statue, modified it, and made it fit. I wanted to keep the toe articulation. That was really important to me. This is a simple fix. I just have to drill a little hole in this foot right here. Too far because I don't want to punch through the bottom of the shoe, but I want to drill into this plastic to make a hole big enough for the strap I'm going to use. I'm going to be using these black elastic bands I have, mainly because I can't find the little rope I have. I think the rope would have looked better because it's rope and the color would have matched better, but I'm not tripping. I'm just happy this worked out. Tucked away, all done, all glued, all put together. It looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Glad it worked out to where I could keep the toe articulation. Last thing I almost forgot to add, painting the headband. Now I had a choice to make. Could have did the number 2, like the beginning of Afro story, like he's chasing it down. How much fun would that be? So I just went with the number 1. Not that skilled with these tiny paintbrushes. Oh no, I did not paint that kanji on the right side. I thought about it and I just wasn't down for it. I didn't want to mess this up no more. With that being said, here's a final reveal. Said enough during this entire video. I really had a lot of fun making this. This figure is on my Mount Rushmore of favorite customs I've ever made. That list includes Blue Marvel, Blade, my Isaiah Bradley, and now this one. Again, huge shout out to everybody who contributed to this. Everyone who went out of their way to make this happen. Pay attention to that stitch on the back of the pants. I already know. I'll show you a couple of poses just to show off this figure a little more. I know it's the end of the year, it's Christmas time, a lot of y'all is busy. Made it this far in the video, thank you. If you haven't already, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. So there's links in my description, you can use those really help out the channel. If you like this custom, there's plenty more on my channel.